Just outside of my hometown lies Henderson Park, a massive, densely wooded forest that locals treat as an afterthought. It has no hiking trails, no fishing ponds, and no park rangers. It is simply miles of unmapped wilderness. My college buddy Derrick and I had heard rumors since childhood about an abandoned structure hidden deep within the trees, a place with no official records or documentation. This summer, after months of plotting coordinates, we finally set out to find it. After 3 hours of trekking through dense brush, we broke into a wide clearing. Standing in the center was a massive 4-story building worn down by nature. Its dark gray concrete exterior was covered in moss, but strange for a place abandoned for decades, there was not a single line of graffiti. The entrance doors were missing, leaving a dark, yawning archway beckoning us inside. We turned on our flashlights and stepped into the main hallway. The air inside was freezing and reeked of damp earth and rust. Damaged pillars and fallen rubble blocked most of the side rooms. But near the center of the first floor, we found a concrete staircase leading downward into what we assumed was a basement cellar. We began descending the steps. 1 flight, 2 flights, 3 flights. 10 minutes passed and we were still walking down. The staircase showed no sign of stopping. What should have been a short drop into a cellar felt like a descent into the crust of the earth. The air grew progressively colder, making our breath visible in the beam of our flashlights. Finally, after what felt like 20 flights of stairs, the steps ended in a massive concrete tunnel. The tunnel looked like a subterranean subway passage without train tracks, stretching endlessly in both directions into total darkness. As we took our first steps onto the flat floor, a high-pitched metallic tone echoed through the walls. It paused, then rang again, louder and closer. The frequency grew so intense that it vibrated through our teeth and forced us to our knees, clutching our ears in agony. Just when I thought my eardrums would burst, the sound stopped completely. In the sudden, dead silence that followed, we heard something else coming from the darkness ahead. Footsteps. Heavy, erratic, shuffling footsteps. Panic took over. Derrick and I turned and ran back toward the staircase. But when we reached the landing, the passage above us was completely blocked by a sudden cave-in of heavy concrete blocks. We were trapped in the dark. The shuffling footsteps grew closer, stopping just 20 feet away in the shadows. Derrick slowly raised his flashlight beam toward the figure. Standing in the light was a woman with tattered clothes and pale skin, her head tilted at an unnatural angle. Derrick gasped and dropped his flashlight. It was his sister Emily, who had passed away in a car accident 6 months ago. Emily looked directly at us and smiled, a wide, hollow grin that stretched past her cheeks. Her eyes were not human. They were solid, empty pits of blackness. Before I could pull Derrick back, Emily unhinged her jaw into a terrifying, gaping void and stepped forward into the light. I didn't think. I sprinted into the dark tunnel, leaving everything behind as the metallic screeching tone erupted through the cavern once more. I ran until my legs gave out and everything went black. When I woke up, I was lying in the grass at the edge of the forest outside Henderson Park. My bag was beside me, but Derrick was gone. I told the police we got separated on a hike, but every night when I close my eyes, I hear that metallic chime ringing in my ears, and I know that whatever is inside that staircase is waiting for me to return. I have tried to go back to the clearing twice since that day, but the forest seems to reshape itself, hiding the entrance. My dreams are consumed by Emily's voice calling my name from the deep darkness below, begging me to join her in the endless tunnel beneath the woods. The legend of this encounter has been retold across forums and dark corners of the internet for over a decade. Researchers and investigators who attempted to track down official police reports, missing persons filings, or hospital intake logs from that period found that all public records had been systematically scrubbed. Witnesses who spoke out received anonymous threats or experienced sudden, inexplicable home foreclosures. Local authorities refused to answer questions, maintaining a strict wall of silence. The psychological scarring left on those who survived is permanent. Nightmares, sleep paralysis, and severe paranoia are common among the few who made it out alive. Experts in urban folklore believe that these events are not isolated incidents, but part of a larger, systemic phenomenon occurring in isolated rural towns across North America. The patterns match dozens of unsolved disappearance cases stretching back to the mid-20th century. Whenever dense fog rolls over the mountains, or power grids fail late at night, residents in these remote areas report hearing the same unexplainable sounds: metallic scrapes, heavy dragging footsteps, and distant muffled crying coming from the woods. The story serves as a stark warning to anyone tempted to explore abandoned structures, forgotten caves, or off-grid mountain roads. Some secrets are buried deep for a reason, and once you step across the threshold into the dark, there is no guarantee you will ever find your way back to the light of day. We share these accounts not to entertain, but to document the truth before it is completely erased from history.